bullish or bearish. Whether you're a rookie trader or a rock star, we believe there's room for everyone. Every Filipino can learn how to trade. We're just your average Joe. But together, let's take advantage of the greatest equalizer of wealth ever, the stock market, where millions can be made and lost in a click of a finger. The journey to trading mastery is a lifetime, and we're here to stay. We are ZFT, and this is where the hot money is.
So no breakout rooms for today. We'll just go over with some charts. And then, ayun, tignan natin if may mga ma-discuss tayo. And then afterwards, we'll go through with the webinar later. So magkasunod, guys. Since medyo busy ox. Guys, hindi na ako titingin sa waiting room, ha. I'll just kasi ang hirap, ang lit kasi ng laptop lang kasi ginagamit ngayon. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's go with what happened sa PSE. Zoom link. Share screen. Okay. All right. So bakbakan na agad, no? Nakikita na ba yung screen ko sa Instagrams, guys? Paki-confirm naman, mga boss. So that I can know if All right, very good. So ayan, dumadami na tayo. Maraming kumahabol. And then, by the way, how's your trading week? Was it good? Kasi personally for me, it was so good. How about the others? Yan, break even si Doc Darren. Congratulations. Good, sabi ni Jolan, very good. Pinaasa, sabi ni Gani, ice lang, sabi ni Jella. Goods, alright, very good. Si Tet, goods naman daw. Okay. And for the rest that did not answer, ano ba nangyari sa kanila? Breakout. Mag-breakout konti sa break-even for din. Okay, that's good. Goods. 10% up. All right. Good job. So I guess let's start. Let's start with reading what's going on with the market. So surprise. No? Ako lang yung bearish sa ako lang yung bearish na what do you call this? Bias sa Inside Trading Republic. I was one of the isa sa mga mentors or isa lang sa mentors na has like a short-term bias na bearish yung magiging flow ng market natin. Wait lang, saglit. Okay. So the market, as you can see, did a breakout from 7K. And then, nag-bull trap, experiencing heavy selling. So, I'm so excited to share to you guys my methodology on how I read market, order flow of the market. So I have promised you guys na we're gonna do a webinar about it, right? Market recognition part 2. However, I put it off muna kasi I'm planning to make a bigger event inside TR. So that webinar would be reserved maybe on November, I think. But don't worry, I'd still be here and would still be guiding you. So I chose na lang to have a refresher of how to spot or how to look at market leaders. That's gonna be later tonight at 9 p.m. after FED. So right now, going back, so the market, naalala niyo ba nung sabi ko last FGD? So mga naka-attend last FGD, I told you na magkakaroon tayo ng hatol, no? Which is, sabi ko, in the next, on October 1, in the next 20 days, if it's gonna break out at 7,000 area. So this was the area that we would be looking at, 7. And then this one over here. Sabi ko, in the next 20 days, no, the market, that will most probably decide on what's going to be the theme of the market in the next quarter. So that's October, and then that's 20 days here. Okay, that's what I said. So there's a breakout over here that happened on October 6. It was a breakout. I was the only one who is bearish of the market. Yet the market broke out. And unfortunately, nauntog sa 770 area, which is still a resistance zone here. Right? So nagkaroon tayo ng double top pala sa market natin. Now, prior to that, one of the reasons why I have a bearish short-term bias of the market is because of what's going on with the market, right? Specifically, some stocks that we have been looking at for the past few weeks and months, right? Now, first thing that I've mentioned before that I told you na nagkakaroon tayo ng heavy sell-off was this candle over here. This was the day with a huge sell-off, right? This is basically above to ng above average ng volume sa selling, no? Karon tayo ng sell-off dito. So look at the days that I'm highlighting, no? So this was September 14, which is a heavy sell-off over here. There's another sell-off over here. This is September 17, and another sell-off over here, September 28, followed by another sell-off over here, October 1. Okay, and then the market made a breakout move. So this was probably a fake breakout, no? Nag-breakout siya, short-term resistance at 690, and then the next one would be the 780. So hindi siya nagtuloy. And as you can see, the breakout candle that we have over here, medyo maliit or below average yung nagkaroon ng buying, no? Low average. So, in the next few days, ang nangyari sa kanya, nagkaroon ulit ng sell-off. So, ang nangyari is a fake out and another heavy volume today. So, what more can you look at, right? But these clues that the market is in a bit of, let's call it shaky market, no? Or not that bullish anymore. And then we've been analyzing this market, the index, and comparing it to individual stocks that we have. Say, for example, we have Wilcon. Okay, we have Wilcon. We have seen Wilcon sell off before siya nag-recover and nag-rally. We saw All HC, right? Nagkaroon ng sell-off din before siya nag-rally. We have, what stocks pa nga ulit yan? We have Monde too, na nagkaroon ng sell-off. Tapos ngayon, nagko-consolidate. So, aside from the market that we're analyzing here, we also are looking at individual stocks. Ano nangyayari sa mga individual stocks? Kasi of course, again, I always tell you this, that we do not trade the market. We trade individual stocks. Right? So, yun yung nangyayari sa kanya. Sabi ko, in the next 20 days, dapat makita mo na magkaroon tayo ng sustained breakout here. And that might probably dictate on what would be the next theme of the market this last quarter. Unfortunately, it did not break out. Now, anong sabi ko next? Ang sabi ko next would be you need to look at the current support sa market natin. Ito. At 6.7. Wait lang, may na hindi naka-mute. Pwedeng pa-mute? Okay, thank you. So, in this case, I've mentioned that dapat within the next October, we started counting October 1, right? So sabi ko, the next 20 days, you need to take a look at this level over here. This is the level of support that you're looking at 6.7. Now, this will dictate, guys, on what would be the theme of the market. Kasi hindi siya nag-breakout di ba? Nagkaroon tayo ng bull trap here right? So, ito yung range na titignan natin sa market. Now, here's the thing. If the market just consolidates here, karoon lang tayo ng consolidation, ganyan yung gagawin ng market. Probably, it's still fine. We are in a sideways market, which is sana yun lang, no? Sideways market na lang sana. But of course, if it's a sideways market, then we still have basura place or basura season, right? That's what we want. That's what momentum traders really want, basura season. Now, if the market breaks down here at this level, this might be a little bit concerning moving forward, right? I have mentioned to you guys that risk of market tayo. Before the breakout happened here, I already told you because of the bias that I have, magkaroon tayo ng risk off, meaning we're not gonna allocate 100% of our equity, okay? And then we're gonna risk a little bit, maybe, exposing only 50% of your total equity on the market, and then maybe instead of using 1 to 2% of VAR in every trade, maybe reducing it to 1 to 0.5%, and then more on tranches, and then less on the breakout trades, right? Especially the top box breakouts. So that's what I mentioned to you guys. Right. So hopefully the market will not break down here, and then we'll just go sideways and then maybe try to challenge the 7K again. But if not, we're gonna be on a hard mode ulit if it breaks down at 6.7. Of course, risk of market does not totally mean that we won't trade in more, because again, we trade individual stocks. If there would be stocks that will appear on our watch list and set up siya, then we're still gonna trade it, but we're not gonna do an aggressive buys on it. Okay, so that's going to be how we will approach the market moving forward. Okay, so I hope that is clear. All right, do you have any questions, guys, so far? Kung ano magiging diskarte natin sa inside TR, trading the PSE? May mga questions ba so far? All right, so I think wala. So let's move to individual stocks. Let's talk about, are we gonna go with Converge agad? Do you want to discuss what happened here? Kasi alam ko maraming kumita sa Converge. Teka lang, andyan pa ba kayo, guys? Hello? Ayun. Okay. Kala ko, nawala na ako. So, let's talk about the hottest stock. Uy, may linya na. Delete muna natin. Baka mahip si Raymond tsaka si Tet. May linya na tayo. May linya na for bounce. So, let's talk about Converge. Alright. So, ang state ni Converge was, it was in EOTS, right? It was trailing good. So, sa mga may TI, nakapag may TI dyan, so shout out sa inyo. When I did the TI May, I already told you about this stock, right? Was it May? Oh yeah, May. Yun. Good evening, Mark. So, we have analyzed on how the shift here from converge to a slow-moving stock to a faster stock, or then became the fastest stock, right? So, as you can see, guys, 50 MA, it was trailing at 50 MA, right? Broke out from this base over here, and then afterwards trailed 20 MA. Nagte-trail na siya sa 20 MA. And then afterwards, after the gap up, it's now trailing at EMA 10. Right? So, ganyan yung naging trail niya. From a slow-moving stock, 50 to 20 to EMA 10. So, ganyan yung transition niya. Look at the RSI, guys. Kung ano naging transition niya. EMA 10 EMA 10 trail together with RSI 70. It never went down to RSI 70. Except this one. Parang 69 lang ata. Right? So, so a lot of people was able to trade this, right? And then made money from this. And then I sold here. I personally sold here. So the reason for selling lang naman sa akin, by the way, sino nakapagbenta dito sa Converge? Yung mga nagbabasa sa PSE discussion on when did our selling took place. Guys, sino nakabenta dito? Si Tet? Who else? 44 area. Ayan, si Angelito. Victor SJ. Ayan, si SJ. Kasama kami nagbenta niyan. Si Mayet. 45 si Veronica. Wow, genius naman. Wow, genius naman. 44.95. Paano nyo nalaman yung top niyan, guys? Pa-share naman, guys. Bakit di ako nakagbenta dyan? Expectancy lang. Ako di ako nakabenta dun Galing nyo Okay, si Euclid, Patrick, very good. Ay, konti lang pala. Yung ibang nga, hindi na trade to. Okay. 45, 40 naman kasi pasok ko. Kaya pala. Yung mga alam ko, yung nabenta ng 45, mataas yung AP nun. No? Mataas yung AP niya, no? 43, 42? Kaya pala, mga latecomers na. Kaya pala ang aga niya nagbenta. 27? 27 pala si Patrick. Okay. Pwede. 44, 45? Yan talaga yung mga sinasabi ko. The latecomers. No? So, sige, pag-usapan natin to. It was in a parabolic state at the daily. Look at the daily chart. RSI 70, hindi binasagan. Just look at the weekly. Ayan, walang ni isang pause candle sa weekly or even consolidation. Hindi siya nagpahinga. Si Badong buy 22, sell at 22.1 and never look back again anymore. So this was the stock, no, na nagparabolic sa weekly. Look at the weekly chart, guys. Never siyang, RSI, the highest RSI niya was RSI 94. Right? Yan yung pinaka-high niya, RSI 94. And then, nung nag-pull back na siya, boom! Bulaga. Diba? Isang bagsakan. Bakit kaya ganito? Because of course, right? Hindi siya nagkaroon ng, rests. Unlike for what I've isa sa mga stock na natignan namin, Mac was one of the closest stocks sa PSE who did this kind of move. Take a look at Mac. So, MAC, tignan nyo, tignan nyo guys, oh. Ayan, oh. Di ba? Breakout, tight consolidation, run up, and then RSI 94, right? And then dito, still continue to go high, RSI 80, and then boom, nag-break siya sa RSI 70, which was the sell signal din. You know, EMA 10 breakdown, and then RSI 70 breakdown with a heavy volume sell-off. So that was the sell. Kasi na-trade ko din to si Mac, guys, near 2017. So the same sell-off ang nangyari dito kay Mac. Now look at the weekly ni Mac. Let's take a look at the weekly. So ito yung tsura niya, guys, oh. Ayan, ito yung tsura niya. Nagkaroon ng pause for 1 day. Kita niyo ba? Nagkaroon ng pause ng 1 day. Ito, which is a pullback day for few days. Diba? And then, nag-continue, and then, ayan, consolidate before it went up again. So this was the state that most probably yung converge is ganun yung itsura niya. On the weekly, walang pause, oh. Puro run up. So ang ginawa ko, I was thinking, my selling would be if it breaks this low. So sa 41 na ako nagbenta, 42, 41, pababa, na ako nagbenta sa mga shares ko. Okay? Lahat, hindi ko na, actually, because of the sell-off, heavy sell-off, hindi ko na hinintay yung EMA 10. Binenta ko na lahat ng portfolio ko. 6 portfolio ko na hinahandle, lahat may converge. So, binenta lahat dito. So, sa mga sumalo, thank you very much. No? Nagpapasalamat ang TR sa inyo, guys, sa sumalo ng mga shares namin. And then right now, of course, we are looking for a bounce play. Right? We are looking for a bounce play. So, let's get our Fibo-Bibo sa mga mahilig mag-bounce plays dyan. You know? So, we can use this base over here for Fibonacci. Right? So, this was the Darvas. Ito yung Darvas natin. And then we have another base over here. And then the bigger base over here. So, if you want to use this base over here to get confluences, pwede din naman. So, yun yung medyo matinding basis, this part over here at 27. So, ilang percent ba yan? 22%. So, I doubt. Pero anything can happen. Naku po, ano nangyayari? Bumalik. Yes, ako all cash ako sa main port, and then the rest, may konting hawak sa ibang stock. Anyways, so nilinyahan ko na siya, no, guys? So yun yung mga potential confluences na tinitignan ko on the daily chart. I'm looking at the reaction below 50 MA. So what I want to see is the stock pierce down below 50 MA and maybe touch this area of support here at 32, 31, 30, and maybe 28. Okay? And then dapat mag-recover siya intraday. So sa minute charting, yun na to matitrade. So we have two types of bounce plays na pwede natin gawin. It's either you blindly bid on those areas, or use minute chart in looking at levels of bounce play. So tingnan natin if may trail na siya, guys. May trail na ba tayo nakikita dito? I-off natin yung ibang MAs. Okay. So currently we have EMA 10 and 20 MA trail, as you can see. Masyadong maaga pa, tapos nagkaroon ng runoff, hindi nagtuloy. So look at this MA trails at EMA 10 and 20 MA. Yan. Kita niyo naman, yun yung trail niya. Yan, yung dalawa. So if it successfully breaks out from that trail, maybe makikita nyo magkaroon tayo ng random dito. Yan, gaganyan. Tapos susunod yung mga MAs niya. Diba? And then maybe you will be seeing bullish divergences already. So yung RSI natin, magkaroon ng maybe here. Right? So coming from here, nagkaroon na tayo ng multiple bullish divergences. And that might be a sign for you to be buying if you want to trade the bounce. Okay. So for those guys, for new people who does not know how to do bounce play, we have webinars for it, the alpha, and some discussion din sa FGD. So sino excited dyan to do the bounce plays? Kasi ako, kinikilig na ako, guys. Kinikilig na ako dito kay Converge. Sana namang bounce play. Alam niyo namang favorite natin yan, no? So sa mga wala pang setup, ayan. So sa mga wala pang setup for bounce plays, hindi pa naka-experience, please wag magsunog ng pera at just, do minimal risk for data, for execution, or do paper trading. I always tell you guys, di ba, that you need to have at least 2 setups, 2 for the uptrend and 2 for the downtrend. Okay? So in my case, my uptrend setups are 3 actually. Slingshot, I have slingshot. I have consolidation at the highs. And then boss breakouts. Right? So yun yung mga setups ko for uptrend. For downtrend, I have 2. Or actually, I have 3. Pero pinaka-favorite ko is bounce place number 1. Second would be divergence place. And then third would be swing trades on a downtrend. In a bounce play, does market cap matter? Yes, if you're trading, if we're talking about PSE, no, if you're trading na sobrang nipis sobrang basura is yung third liner, fourth liner, may hirap siyang i-trade. Kasi sobrang nipis, But in this case, since Converge, grabe yung market cap niya, alam mo, maraming masasaktan, maraming dumudugo talaga dito, looking at their stock na nagkaroon ng negative 20% down, and maybe Monday, maybe it still will go down some more. So marami talagang bibitaw, and then this is an opportunity for you, to take or to take profit from those from that kind of volatility. Naalala ko lang, guys, no, may mga discussion kami sa Siargao when we were in there having vacation. Kami nila Mark, Badong, and Jella. Since we're talking about crashes here, not really crash, but at least, downward movement. Ito yung isa sa mga pumapasok sa isip ko when it comes to reading price action, no? Na ito yung isa sa mga example na I told them na as a trader, you really need to look at more than the price action. Okay? Dapat at least mabasa mo bakit nangyayari yung ganyang presyo. Why is it happening? No, I'm not talking about fundamentals here, na maybe pangit yung naging reaction ng mga foreign investors kay Converge or whatever is the reason why it's going down. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about why nagkakaroon ng ganitong sell-off. Bakit nagkaroon ng momentum on the downward move? Now, the reason why gusto kong malaman na bakit nagkakaroon ng ganitong price action, why is the reason for it? It's because trading is more about, it's more just about price action. I always tell you this, that price is king. But as you mature as a trader and you want to level up your trading, you also need to be able to read what other people is thinking and feeling while looking the price action here. Think about it like this. This is an example that I told them sa Siargao when we were talking. Trading is more on the decision making, right? Decision making from other people. Right? Kunyari, si Euclid decided to sell at this level because nag-candle stop siya. That's the reason why bumagsak siya. Kasi nagbenta siya doon. Diba? Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. Imagine this. You are in a supermarket. Okay? Nasa supermarket ka. Sobrang random ng ginagawa ng mga tao sa supermarket na you cannot, parang ang hirap mag-predict ng pattern. Like si Euclid, bibili ng apple. Si Jella, bibili ng Sprite. Si Bok, maybe gulay. Si Tet, maybe looking for, I don't know, tissue. Right? So, mahirap siyang i-predict kung ano ginagawa ng mga tao sa supermarket. Tama ba? Are you with me, guys? Mahirap siyang i-predict. Like, parang hindi ka pwedeng sabihin ni Keith na susunod bibili nito after the panty liner would be tissue. And then after the tissue, maybe the shampoo. So parang, ito na yung pattern niya. Mahirap, di ba? Now, here's the thing. Pag nasa department store ka and the fire alarm went on, there is unusual emotion that's going on. There is an external thing that made people, yung emotions na tumataas because of that fire alarm. Diba? May commotion. Now, if that would happen, it would be easier for you to predict what will be the reaction of those people. Tama ba? Pag nag-fire alarm yan, anong usual mga reaction ng mga tao? Panic? Right? They're gonna think, bakit may fire alarm? Diba? Nagkakaba. Kumaba sila. Tapos, anong nangyayari? They look at for the fire exit. Now you have a pattern. Now, you can now predict that, since may fire alarm, alam ko na yung magiging reaction ng mga tao, saan sila pupunta. You now have an idea, a high probability na mga tao na to, sila Rob, sila Gerald, sila SJ, maghahanap to ng fire exit. Right? Now, that's going to be the same mindset that you'd be doing upon looking at this area sa chart or what's going on with the stocks that you're holding. If there is something, commotion, na makikita mo na nakakayanig, that's the term, nakakayanig ng emotion, that is an opportunity for you to profit on. Diba? Taking advantage of reading other people's decision-making. And that is one of the characteristics of great traders. Taking advantage of those emotional decision-making. Kasi ang nangyayari kasi, guys, nagkakaroon ng pattern. Diba? Readable na yung pattern niya. Instead of random things, because of something happened na niyanig niya yung stock na hawak mo, and a lot of people will have the same kind of reaction. Now, let me stretch this point out. Okay? When people, di ba, alam ko, majority of the people, some of the people made the trail stop over here. Right? Candle slow. Right? Nag-candle slow yung iba. Yung iba, ano naging trigger? EMA10. Yung iba, anong trigger? Naging 20 MA. Now, alam mo, kung nabasag yung candle slow, warning, kasi alam mo, some of the people magbebenta na dyan. Now, kung nabasag yung EMA10, warning, di ba? Kasi, alam mo, momentum traders are also looking at that. How much more nung nabasag yung 20 MA? Di ba? You now have a pattern na sabi mo, kung mababasag tong mga to. Most probably, the reaction of the people would be selling. And if you know how they think, and if you know how this 90% of the people think, you can have advantage over them. Nasabi mo, okay, so instead of hintayin ko itong mangyari na to, or at least pag nangyari na to, I'm gonna make sure that I get out. And that is your edge over the 90% of the people who trades the stock market. If you can have that skill, if you can develop that skill to read what they are thinking and how do they decide on things like this, their decision making, it would be a plus skill to your trading. I know it's a bit, I know it's a bit general. I hope that you get it, I hope that you get the gist of what I'm saying. But again, in the stock market, it's all about the people making decisions. And if you can take advantage of it, and then you can read, how people decide in certain things, then you will have an edge over them. Exactly. That's right. It's one of the examples there, Doc Darren. Parang yung setup before the setup. Is there a setup before the setup? What will people think when this happens? Anong gagawin nila? Will they sell? Will they hold? Yeah, di ba? Yes, exactly. So ito si Angelito, no? Sabi niya, yung iba nagkukumahog sa fire exit, ikaw naghahanap na ng gas mask. Or nakaabang ka na sa fire exit, 'di ba? Nung tumunog siya, yung fire alarm, nauna ka nang lumabas. Right? So that's how you do it. Anyways, naalala ko lang, no, because of this. Now, another example that I would, give it to you guys would be something like this. I remember trading green. So, ito, na-remember ko because it was a bounce play too. So, bumagsak yung green, di ba? And then, nagplot tayo ng mga support levels over here. Right? And yung mga support level, 230 to something. So, ito yung naging low niya. Ito yung naging low niya. And then, nag-consolidate. So, natawa ako dito because natamaan din ako. I sold half on the sell-off. But I bought back, no? Here's what I think. People think that this is already the bottom because most probably may support area na yan. Pero what do you think will happen if that support breaks down? What do you think will happen if the support breaks down? Another sell down. Exactly, right? People are already what? Some people here, nabili, or maybe here, or maybe here, and maybe here, right? And thinking that this support is already the strongest support, right? Kita mo naman, may strong support dito. But what if it goes down? All right? Sabay sila ulit bebenta, right? Exactly. And this is what happened over here. So when you think about it, nagkaroon ng sell down, nabasag siya pa. Of course, yung mga nabili dito, di ba? Expecting for a bounce will also be selling here. Right? And then if you know that that's gonna happen, you can take advantage of those decision making from other people. Kasi, you won't be seeing this anymore as like breakdown of 230 and breakdown of 240. It's not different. How you think would be, si Lara nagbenta na dito siguro sa 230 or maybe sa 244 kasi bumili si Lara dito at 241. Hindi nagbenta na to, nag-cut na to. So, imagine, people na hindi pa nagbenta, di ba? The bearish order flow from here to here, People na naipit dito, namili, and thinking it's already the low. People na namili dito sa area na to, thinking that it's already low, right? Adding the bearish order flow here, kasi, why? Naipit dito, may naipit dito, nag-breakdown, syempre magbebenta din yan, di ba? What else? Si Lara namili sa 240, anong gagawin? Since nag-breakdown, magbebenta din yan, di ba? So that's 3 stacking that helps the order flow become so bearish. Diba? Sabay-sabay silang magbebenta, nag-add siya to the bearish order flow. Now, after nangyari nun, okay lang sana if it breaks down. Pero ang nangyari, people, na-flush lang yung mga tao dito na humawak sa ano na to, sa stock na to. And then afterwards, what happened? Went up, closed high, and make a green candle. Diba? Kung i-analyze mo siyang ganyan, grabe na yung sell-off Grabe na yung sell-off Pero it's still closed high. Nagkaroon ng swing failure pattern. People should, if this is a bearish, because of tatlong bearish stacking, dapat babagsak na to. Pero why is it na, nag-hover pa siya and then nagkaroon pa siya ng green candle? So you can think na, okay, so maybe a lot of people, pina-flush lang yung mga weak hands and a lot of people, pinatanggal, and then they saw, market makers saw that it's already the bottom. Then I can take advantage already here. Alam ko na at this level, at 250, pag pumatong yung pressure dyan at 250 and maybe breakout EMA 10, I know a lot of people will be buying this already. Since there is a high emotion going over here, right? High emotion to, ano yung magiging reaction ng mga taong nito na pag bumalik yan, bibili ulit yan, di ba? So in my case, I was thinking, okay, if that would be the case then, I'll be buying now. Kasi I know if it breaks at 250, 251, this will happen. Our run up will happen. Because a lot, magfo-FOMO yung mga tao. Right? Kasi ang dami na lang nabenta dyan. Dito na whip pa. Tapos pag bumalik, di ba? Magbabuy up ulit. So, this is the second example of what I'm saying earlier na. Market is all about decision making of the people. Majority, I mean 90%, 95%, it's all about decision making ng other people. Now, if you can know how they think and how they decide, you can take advantage of it and have an edge over them. It's going to be like a plus points for you as a trader if you can do that. All right. So I hope may nagets kayo doon, guys. So that's the same thing as, bounce plays. Because, ito mga sell-off na to, obvious yung magiging reaction ng mga tao about it. So another example would be, let's say for example, nag-plot ka dito. People baka naglalagay na dito ng mga bids, right? So ito yung isa sa mga questions dan. Pag dito nag-bounce, di ba? Konti. Tapos what if bumagsak pa siya dito? Nilampasan yung 26. Ano kaya magiging price action dito banda? Because if you will be able to read na namili dito, tapos na butas pa, ito na muli, tapos binutas pa, what would be the reaction of these people? And if you know, if you have, if you can read what would be their decision making when this type of events happen, you can take advantage of it and make money out of it. Ayun lang naman, guys. So I think that's it for Converge. Ang daming sinasabi, but I hope may nakuha kayo doon. Gets ba, guys? I hope na gets nyo. Pakichat naman dyan na gets sa mga nakinig. And I hope may nakuha kayo doon. Then you can apply it moving forward. Again, decision making. It's all about decision making. So let's go with some stocks that are strong. We have GMA 7. So, sa mga strong stocks din that we have. So, nagkaroon tayo ng VCP here, slingshot, breakout, and then, like I've mentioned before, right? Di ba sabi ko, be careful on this type of structure here kasi there is still a possibility that the market will still retest this area and magkaroon ng CTP. So indeed, nagkaroon tayo ng CTP and then I hope mag-consolidate siya and then mag-breakout naman siya sa 1650. So I'm still holding. So pangit pa na price action, pangit pa na service. so ayun. So I hope a lot of people are still holding GMA7. Hopefully this stock will continue to go up. If not, again, magka-cut na naman tayo. So hopefully not. It's gonna continue. But I need you to understand how price action works, guys. Okay, hindi siya after confirmation validation to the moon agad. No. There would be instances na this is normal on trends. You know, this type of retest. That's normal. Same thing with what happened with Wilcon, diba? What happened with Wilcon? The same thing, all-time high breakout. Look at the structure here, all-time high breakout, retest, confirmation validation, run up, another retest, right? Form a CTP, made a base, another run up, consolidated, and continue to go higher. So it's the same thing with GMA. If you don't understand it, then maybe benta ka na naman dito, or maybe nakabenta ka na naman because of fear. If you don't understand how trends work, you will not be able to get bagger stocks. Right? And there's nothing wrong with it naman. If you're a momentum trader, day scalping, and short-term trader, maybe you can make use of the compounding. But if you want easier trades, bagger trades, you want to hold on to that, you know, I mean, you want to gain 100%, 200%, 300%. You gotta understand how trend works. And this is normal on trends. Hindi siya, ang gusto nyo kasi guys, di ba, majority of the people, ang gusto kasi, pag breakout, ganito, boom! Kaya yung gusto natin, di ba, pag breakout sa 950, matik na, boom! 40% na agad, di ba? And unfortunately, hindi ganun eh. Hindi lahat ganun. Especially if you're in a choppy market. Right? So yan, GMA7 is one of the stocks that we're looking at. And validation for this would be if it breaks at 1470, 1480. Diba? Ang bili ka breakout, benta dito. Kasi nag-retrace. So sabi mo, okay, genius sell. Tapos boom, iwanan ka na. And, you know, pag nag-breakout na, hirap na mag-buyback. Bakit? Isipin na yung AP mataas na. But that's not actually, isa sa mga, one thing I realized when it comes to buying back is this. Two reasons. Main reason one is mataas na yung AP, natatakot na baka masyadong mataas na, kaya hindi na maka-buyback. Number two would be, in denial sila na mali yung pagbebenta nila. It's more on the ego problem. Especially those people who wants to time the top. You know, these people that wants to try to predict the top. Pag nagbenta nila sa tuktok, ito na tuktok. Nagbenta ka, of course, yung bias mo, babagsak siya. Right? Because nagbenta ka eh. If hindi ka nagbenta, of course, yung bias mo would still continue. Right? Hindi ka naman magbebenta thinking na tataas pa siya. Magbebenta ka because thinking babagsak na siya. Right? So it's more an ego problem. Again, guys, we're not in the business of being wrong, right, and wrong. We are in a business of making money. I don't care if I'm wrong, but I still make money. I am, and in fact, I'm always wrong. Majority of the time, I am wrong. So it's an ego problem. If you can't buy back, then, you know, try to analyze what's going on. Anyways, that's it for GMA7. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Okay. So weekly chart, we have bearish divergence for GMA7. but still a breakout and a potential confirmation validation on the weekly chart. I hope it hovers at least above 60, RSI 60, mag-consolidate for at least a week or two, and then proceed with a run-up. Baka habulin lang yung EMA 10 here, and then proceed with the run-up. That's for GMA 7. Next would be ASEN, one of the strongest stocks pa rin. After it broke out from here at 10 pesos, nagkaroon siya ng base, continued to go higher and higher. So right now, it's currently an RSI 70, tama ba? And then we are still looking puro pause and go, no? Pause and go, pause and go. So I hope that it corrects and make a bigger base over here. Maybe 20 MA will catch up or make a CH2 here, tight consolidation, so that we can take advantage of another setup. So ASEN, one of the strongest too. Next is EMP. So M for EMP, I'm not really sure about this. I don't have it anymore. Nagbenta na ako personally. I sold it here when EMA 10 broke down. Wala na ako, but may buyers pa ata, I think. Ay, hindi pala to. Sell-off pala to. Volume na to. So for those who are holding this, then mind your stops. Right? And then if it breaks at 1850 maybe or 19, that might be a potential runoff. But for me, let's do, okay, so CH pa pala siya sa weekly chart. So I think which is good. Right? Wala lang talagang volume na nagpupush pa sa kanya. Baka nasa ibang stock pa, no? So the all-time high would be 22, sabi ni Maki. So let's take note of that as well. So CH siya on the weekly, that's potential setup for us. So if gusto mo to si EMP, maybe you can add or buy at this level, and then cut would be it breaks down 17, then add at 19 or something. That's for GMA 7. Let's take a look at Globe. All right, so Globe, hindi nag-hold yung breakout point niya. But what's interesting for this is that we still have a strong support over here, right? To get near EMA 10 and 20 MA. So I hope it holds because I have it personally. I started buying Globe here. And then, hindi pa ako nag-cut. Okay? So hinihintay ko pa siya mag-setup. If it breaks down, then cut. If it's not, then maybe that's an opportunity for us to enter. So always remember, guys, on a hard market, normal tong ganito, guys, ha? On a type of swing, di ba? Run up, so nagkataon ng breakout, consolidation, breakout here, di ba? So hindi lahat confirmation, validation, tapos run up. Hindi. There would be times na if magkaroon siya ng base here, after yung breakout niya, pwede pa siyang dito magkaroon ng pullback at near DB50. Ano ba naman yan? Nakasira ng momentum tong ano, ha? Bakit kaya bumabalik to? Hindi ko magets. Ano nga ulit yun, guys? Globe. So, there would be times na a variation of retest. So, run up, tapos dito mag-retest at DB50 area or looking at some supports over here. Diyan magkaroon ng pivot, maybe a reversal candlestick, a doji or whatever, and then started to go up. So that's a variation, ha. So think about that. May ganung variation tayo. So volume-wise, ito lang yung problem niya. There's a heavy sell-off ng volume, increasing your sell-off niya. So would be expecting another leg move down siguro intraday by Monday. Pero if mag-pause siya, that might be a good entry for swing traders. And then cut if it breaks down at 20 MA. Next, we'll go with Monday. Monday, nagkaroon ng breakout here from a base. A very good VCP sana. And then nagkaroon ng sell-off. Right? Gap down, sell-off. And then fill the gap. Nagkaroon tayo ng gap fill here at this level. And then now here is the interesting part already for Monday. If this is really a strong stock, it will not revisit this area anymore at 750. Okay? It should make higher lows over here. And then maybe set up for a potential DB50 buy. Karoon ng buy point dyan, and then all-time high breakout. So hopefully, that's for Monday. Let's take a look at the weekly chart here. For Monday, RSI, yeah. So, yun. So hopefully we can see a pause candle for position traders and swing traders. Weekly pause. So that might be an opportunity for us to buy. Next would be Wilcon. Wilcon, blow off candle. And then nagkaroon pa tayo ng follow through here. So definitely, this is one of the strongest stock too, trending up, no? So let's take a look at, wala pa siyang setup as of the moment. Why? Because there is a current big resistance over here at the left side. Okay, so to take note of that. So what we want to see is mapagpag muna yung mga naipit dyan, maybe profit taking or makapagbenta. So a structure, what we want to see is a structure na siguro here. Banda, may consolidate here, or maybe here. Magkaroon ng structure para we can find maybe CPP or over here or DB50 or maybe a breakout buy. But still, Wilcon is sa malalakas. Slow-moving stock nga lang siya. Except no October 4, which is nag-gap up siya and made 28%. Okay? So, grabe manakit. Grabe manakit yung grabe manakit tong, what do you call this? Wilcon. Kasi imagine guys, pinagpag kayo dito, wala ako personally. Pinagpag kayo dito, tapos pinakitaan kayo, nag 28% pa siya. So, meron bang napagpag dyan, tapos sinukat nila yung percentage na nawala. Ay! 48%! Ang sarap sana, Beshi! Masakit, no? Ganun talaga yung stock market, guys, no? Mapanakit. Ganun ako actually, guys, pag napagpag ako, para mas lalo, especially, no, napagpag ka without following your plan. So, let's say, for example, your plan was, example lang naman to, no? Your plan was, I will sell pag nag-close sa TSL. So, do not sell if hindi siya nag-close sa TSL. So, intraday, binasag niya yung TSL, tapos, nagbenta ka, no? This is just an example. Tapos, tumaas. Tapos, since mali ka na, you don't wanna admit na mali ka na, hindi ka na nakapag-buyback. Ayaw mo na mag-buyback kasi, wala eh. You don't wanna admit that you're wrong. So, anong nangyari? Tumaas pa siya. Tapos, you're just sitting at your desk and looking at, sige nga, i-measure ko nga yung sukatin ko nga para mas lalo ako masaktan from my buy point to here. Ay! 45%, basicals. Sarap, pero wala ka na. Diba? So, next time, follow your plans. May mga ganun akong ginagawa, guys. Para tumatak, no? Tumatak talaga. Asin to skin. So there's that. For Wilcon, that's basically that's what we want. So a structure first before making a move higher. Monday, let's go with home. For home, I personally have this stock. So I started buying home here. And then I added, I think here. And then I'm holding on to it. Okay. I'm holding on to it. So, nauntog ata siya sa resistance eh. Tama ba? So, nauntugan siya may nauntog siyang resistance at this level over here. Medyo malalaki. Ito yung head and shoulders niya before before this high over at 1080. So, 10 pesos round number was like the resistance na nauntugan niya. So, are we seeing RSI 70? Yes, we are. We're seeing an RSI 70 over here. RSI 70, RSI 70. First touch, second touch, RSI 70, higher low. Base, tapos higher low over here. 20 MA remount, EMA10 remount. And then breakout. Untog sa psychological resistance at 10 pesos. And then hoping that it will consolidate at this level. before running at 1080 for the next resistance. And then hopefully, magkaroon ng all-time high, of course, 11. That's what we want. 1050, 1050, yeah, 1050 to 1080 area, Euclid. That's an area naman eh. Yung significant lang talaga was 10 pesos kasi doon nagkumpol-kumpol yung structure eh. Tingnan mo. 920 to 9 to 10 pesos, doon nagkumpol talaga yung structure niya. So that was like, you know. And RSI 70 on the weekly pala siya, guys. Take note. And then all MAs are already below prices. Okay? So home, that's for home. So GMA 7, tapos na Globe, EMP, Converge, All HC, ASEN, tapos na All HC. So let's talk about All HC. For All HC naman, isa sa mga strong stocks too, Ayala stock, na pagkalupit-lupit, no? Alam po, hindi pa ito all-time high. Ayan. So may resistance pa siya at 7 pesos. So take note of that. Just take note of that, and then see the weekly chart. It's still CH at the weekly. This is a 20-year high, no, resistance, and then broke it already at a multi-year resistance level. So CH can be a setup here, and then right now nagkaroon ng pagpag dito, no. Let's see if it consolidates here. Then we'll be a buyer siguro somewhere at this level, 560 or 580. So tingnan natin if wala pa siyang structure pinakita as of the moment eh. So hindi pa, mahirap pa siyang bilhin. Aside from this one siguro, this one for swing traders, kaya. But right now, hindi pa. So, yun. All right. Next, ito kung yun naman masyadong pansinin, April, this is a downtrend stock. I was looking for a potential swing trade, pero cut ako. I started buying here at this level and then break down. Ito, nag-cut na ako. So, ayun. The setup for this is basically divergence play. Clear naman divergence, lower low, and then higher low, RSI, and then volume coming in, and then pivot buy near 20 MA, MA10, and then hindi nag-hold. So, I cut. Yun lang. Any stocks na medyo nalampasan natin, or have we discussed already the major stocks in PSE? Ay, SEC pala. Sorry. Wala kasi akong SEC. Saka MWC. Sorry. Heavy cup kasi. So, for SEC, Semirara Mining Corporation. Ang lakas ng breakout dito, no? Tapos nagkaroon ng CH. So, ito, maganda to, guys. So, the setup here is consolidation at the highs. So, this is the first day. This is the second day. So, if it makes a tight consolidation here, maybe this is, this will have a continuation pattern. So, right now, may resistance siya at this area, 24 something. So, if makalabas siya dyan, then maybe we can see the prices go higher pa some more. So, definitely, SEC is a good stock to watch. LHC, tapos na. Let's go with MWC. Oh, okay. So, alam ko si Aaron meron nito pero of course, nagbenta na siya. So, coming from a VCP base here, right, and breakout, nagkaroon tayo ng run-up ng 20%. So, this one, MWC, is basically, is this included sa ano? Hindi naman to blue chip, no? 68 billion. Hindi naman. So, let's take a look at the structure. So, I always tell you guys, if you're trading something like this, close to blue chips, or at least, the sikat stocks. Let's call them the sikat stocks, like the BPI, BDO, Jollibee, what else? Yung mga sikat na mga stocks. I always tell you guys, when you're trying to trade something like this, you only want to trade the momentum side of it. Diba? Do not trend follow it. Of course, we're not investor. Majority of the people here are not investors, right? We are traders, short-term traders, long-term traders. So personally, pag-usapang sikat na stocks like blue chips, like BDO, BPI, yung stocks na nakikita mo outside, nung matagal na, do not trend follow it. Just go in with the momentum and you get out when the momentum die down. Because these stocks are medyo known na maraming shares. And then may overhead supply din. Kasi matagal na sila na stock. 1919 pa siya or something eh. Ito, anong stock to? 2000, anong nag-start? 2005, right? So from 7 pesos to maybe 40 pesos, diba? And then right now, 23 pesos. So I don't want to participate on, trend following this kind of stocks. I get in when there's momentum. I get out when there's no momentum. Kasi known siya na matagal mag-consolidate. If magpahinga siya, nagko-consolidate ng matagal. So I don't want to hold on to it. So that's for MWC. But, you can do trail stop, trend follow for it if you want to. Just stick with your plan. But for me, stocks like this, trade the momentum, get out when the momentum naubos na. So, same thing with BDO. Never trend follow this. Right? For BDO, don't trend follow this. If you want to trade this, trade the momentum. Look at this, guys. So, swing, buy the breakout, sell here. Maybe swing trade, sell here, but never. Basta baka isipin mo, AUTS na, hold ka na, di ba? Up ka ng 12%. Bumaba, 4%. Sige, hold lang. 18%. Tapos, boom, nag-breakdown sa 20 MA. 12%. Nagsbenta ka dyan. Tapos, dito, 4%. And that's just like 1 month. Diba? 1 month for 4%. Is that really good? Right, naka-AOTS pa siya. So that's what I tell you. Pag ganito, as much as possible, unless you're a long-term trader, okay? Unless you are a long-term trader that kaya mo mag-sit out ng 2 months, 3 months consolidation, na up ka lang ng mga, up ka lang ng 5%, 6%. Diba? Up ka ng 12%, ganyan. Or maybe 14%. Tapos nag-consolidate siya na matagal, 3 months, up ka lang ng 8, 6%. 8, 6% for 3 months, 8, 6%. So, kung okay lang sa'yo yan, and they go. But as much as possible, we are looking for true market leaders. Nax, may pa-preview na sa webinar mamaya. The strongest and the fastest horse. Dun dapat na-concentrate. Dun ka dapat maghanap. So, there's that. DMC. Let's take a look at DMC. Yeah, DMC, stay in this. I'll say the same thing. I don't want to hold on to longer for it. Pero DMC, I think okay din pala to, nag 4B. May trending pa naman pala siyang move na 30%, maybe 20%. So pwede pala siya, DMC. Ito sa part. Tricky nga lang siya, no, i-trade. Pero still, slow moving but a strong stock to hold. RSA 70, so maybe there's a tight consolidation here and we'll do a CH breakout for continuation. So let's see. Tapos na home. One of my stock pick ko din yan, si home. I have it. House. Yeah, okay, house. Structure maganda, volume hindi. Be careful lang if you want to trade stock like this. CH as of the moment. So, yeah, be careful lang in putting size. You don't want to hold on to big size for this stock. What else? I'm gonna go with BSC, sabi ni Jella. BSC, yuck, I think. Downtrend. So, I think for swing traders, momentum traders, they want this. Kasi yung volatility and the volume is there. But for me, as a swing trend follow, I'll pass on it. But definitely there's a setup for a momentum. So microbox breakout here, 17% up. Makati lang yung flock nito, guys, ha. So pag nag-breakout sa 64 in ZS, maybe you can sell at 75 if ever magtuloy. I think BSC is sa mga magti-trigger ng, if ever magtuloy ito, ha, baka mag-trigger ng basura season. BSC. Another basura that I'm looking at, guys, is ABA. So for ABA, ayan o, may drawing na tayo. For ABA, RSI 70, naka-highlight na sa akin yan. I was a buyer here at 10-11, pero wala eh, nabenta ko dito nung nag-up down. So nag-cut ako dyan. And then looking at this tight consolidation over here, if it gets out from this and get back above MAs, maybe this might be a potential basura stock to watch. This is the second touch of resistance, as you can see. So this is the first, this is second, and then it's trying to make a structure here. If magkaroon ng VCP dito, that might be a good stock for us to take a look at, tapos mag-breakout. ABA. Yeah, finish with MAC. I'm gonna pass on it, I think. Downtrend kasi to, guys. ZS, sideways. Coming from RSI 70, nagkaroon ng RSI 30, nagkaroon ng RSI 70. This should be a sell, not a buy. Right? This is sideways eh, di ba? Oversold na siya eh. Or overbought na siya eh. From oversold, sideways, buy, overbought, sell, sideways. So for me, it's a sell point. No structures for me. Wala pa rin siya sa watchlist ko. And let's see if anong gagawin niya in the next few weeks or months. Ayun o, pangit pa siya. Wala pa sa radar. GSMI, really boy pa pala to? I don't like it anymore. Multiple bearish divergences. Here. Trend is still good. Slow. Alam niyo naman, medyo ayaw talaga mabagal, guys. And then, liquid. Pero, okay pa naman. Bias stacking lang. Yung nakikita ko, may mga sell-off ba tayong volume? So far, mga buying pala yung nangyari dito sa volume na to. Weekly chart. Okay, RSI 70. Okay. GSMI. Still good, I think. So let's take a look at if it creates structure over here. That might be a good buy. Not goodbye, ha? Goodbye. B-U-Y. If mag-breakdown dito sa 110, 100, that's the good buy. Tingnan natin. Anong GMAP? Ay, meron palang ganito. GMAP, ano to? Same lang galaw sa preferred shares. Same lang galaw sa GMA7. GMA7 ka na lang, boss. Ayan para marami tayo mag-cut sabay-sabay. CNPF. Yes, CNPF. Yeah, slow-moving stocks. Yung mga long-term investors gustong-gusto to. But for me, it's a pass. PDR. Preferred. PCOR. Ay, ABS. Sige, this is interesting. Nagkaroon ng volume lately. Nakita ko nga ito sa ABS eh. Pumasok bigla sa radar. Yan. Coming from base, RSI 70, AUTS, EMA10 trail. Nagkaroon ng run-up. So, second touch of resistance over here. Okay, so this is interesting. ABS. We want to see this consolidate at this level. So let's take a look at, look for structures that we can look at here. And then it might be a breakout. Do a cup and handle. This is the cup, and maybe this is the handle that you would be looking at to trade. So any CTP, VCP over here, that's going to be a buy. Sige, lagay ko nga sa watchlist to. This is sa mga basurang EBS. AP done already. I know, not yet. AP, like I've mentioned, do not trend follow. Just get in for the momentum, get out if the momentum is no longer there. Del M. I always tell you that when it comes to blue chips. Del M. Stock ni Badong. Stock ni Badong. Tanongin natin sa Badong, ano nakikita ni ano dito? Nang hype nang hype dito sa Del M eh. Dong, ano meron dito, Dong?
Wala, sa price, sa ano lang, sa structure lang yung ano ko. Trip ka dyan.
Okay, trip niya yung structure. So, tingnan niyo itong weekly chart. Overall trend still intact, definitely. Nagkaroon ng base. So, if babasahin niyo to, ganito siya. Yan. Kita niyo? So, area of recovery, ang dinaanan niya. Diba? Sa area of recovery. Bumagsak, sepangs, consolidate, sepangs, breakout, another retest, then try to break out, and then boom. So let's see anong gagawin niya dito moving forward, and we might see a breakout of 16 for Del M. No RSI 70 touch yet, but there is a volume coming in. So for those guys na crypto, put it on your watch list. REITs, hindi masyado ito, ayan, basic, okay lang to, mabilis lang to i-trade, di ba? Ilang percent ba to? 3%. This is tradable. REIT, MREIT, very basic. Ito, buy na nga to eh. Kanina eh, first green candle sa pullback, low volume, tapos breakout at 17. This is MREIT. So, this is tradable, guys. Pwede to, guys. Ayan, all-time high. All you need to do is trail it, basically. Ayan, hanap ka ng trail dyan sa hourly chart. You can do 20 MA, EMA 10 for the trails. If it breaks at 17. MREIT. Go. Trade this. You can trade this, guys. MREIT. Ewan ko if pwede ba akong mag-trade ng REITs. May pipirmahan ka lang naman, di ba? So, I think that's it. We'll have a break for at least 10 minutes. And then we're gonna go through. I mean, do you have questions pa before we go with the second discussion? Do you have questions, guys? So, ang dami na natin ngayon, 172 people inside TR. So, welcome to the new people in Trading Republic. This is FGD PSE. So, 170 tayo ngayon. Ang dami natin ngayon. Congratulations. Marami ata masaya. At nakapagbenta ng Converge. Yung mga upcoming IPOs, di magagaan. Hindi, meron magaan, di ba? Yung kay Villar stock, November. All day, yeah. Mariel all day. So, hopefully, pwede nating i-trade yun.
Bakit?
Hindi, sabi ko lang all day. Mariel all day.
Okay.
Yeah, tapos na. All right. So, I think that's it. We'll have a break. Stop share na ako. That's it for FGD PSE. Hope, congratulations pala sa mga kumita, nakapagbenta, nakapag-book ng gains.
Mag-open ako na isa pang Zoom.
Ay, so hindi ba itong gagamitin?
Para hiwalay.
Hindi ba
You
pwedeng
Or gusto
stop,
mo ito? Sige, ito na lang.
stop tapos record ulit? Hindi ba pwedeng ganun? Para hindi na lumabas yung mga tao?
Sige, ganun na lang. Tapos wala ka pala sa bahay, no?
Yeah.
Ayun ko na nakita. Oh, no. Hindi pala
Sige.
ako nakapag-story.
So,
Pakita ka ng chart. Pakita ka ng chart.
anong chan? Bakit chan?
Chart! Pakita ka ng chart.
Chart pala. Kala ko chan ko.
Ay, hindi. Sige, yung ano na lang.
Oh, yan.
Yan. Kailangan may mukha pa. Guys,
So,
pakita kayo.
Take a break for 10 minutes, guys. We'll be back at 9 p.m. And then this is going to be a discussion lang naman about, konting discussion and refresher lang din. So I think that's it. Thank you very much. Sa mga hindi, tapos na yung FGD, sa mga hindi attend, pwede na kayo umalis. So 9 p.m. next. Thank you guys.